On Sunday, the San Francisco 49ers will face the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 54, while most of the world's attention will be focused on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' dynamic offense squaring off against the 49ers' stout defense. It could be the unexpected play of Niners QB Jimmy Garoppolo that steers San Francisco to their first title since 1995. But who is Jimmy G? Where did he come from, and how did he get to where he is now? James Richard Garoppolo was born on November 2, 1991, in Arlington Heights, Illinois. The third of four sons in his family, Garoppolo grew up playing sports with his brothers in his tight-knit Italian family. He attended Rolling Meadows High School, where he played quarterback and linebacker. His junior and senior years, he was the starting QB, and he threw for a combined 25 touchdowns and 3,136 yards in 19 games. Garnering little interest from the top football universities, Jimmy G elected to stay local and play college ball for the Eastern Illinois Panthers. In 2010, his freshman year, Garoppolo passed for 14 touchdowns in 8 games and earned All-Ohio Valley Conference newcomer team honors. He started every game for the Panthers for his next 3 seasons, and he only got better as the years progressed. In 2013, Garoppolo passed for 5,050 yards and 53 touchdowns, breaking Tony Romo's Eastern Illinois record for career completions and winning the Walter Payton Award, the Heisman of the FCS. Entering the 2014 NFL Draft, Garoppolo was considered one of the top QB prospects. He was selected by the New England Patriots in the second round with the 62nd pick overall. In his rookie year with the Pats, Garoppolo barely saw the field behind the legendary Tom Brady. Nonetheless, Jimmy G got to learn the winning ways of all-time greats Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, who won their 4th Super Bowl in Garoppolo's first season with the team. In 2016, after Tom Brady's suspension, Jimmy G got his opportunity and was named the Patriots' Week 1 starter. In his first game, he looked cool under pressure and led the Patriots to a road win over an Arizona Cardinals team that was fresh off of an NFC Championship appearance. The next week, Garoppolo had 234 yards and 3 touchdowns before halftime. Unfortunately, Jimmy G was injured in the second quarter, and he never started another game in a Patriots uniform. The next year, 2017, the Patriots had just won their 5th Super Bowl, and around the league, trade interest in Garoppolo had skyrocketed. The Cleveland Browns reportedly offered 2 first-round picks for him. Shockingly, Bill Belichick turned them all down and committed to Jimmy G as the Patriots' future. As the year progressed, reports surfaced that Belichick wanted to trade Brady and promote Garoppolo to the starting job. Nobody knows what really happened next, but many say that Brady went behind Coach Belichick's back and told owner Robert Kraft that Garoppolo needed to be traded. Out of the blue, Coach Belichick traded Jimmy Garoppolo to the San Francisco 49ers and young head coach Kyle Shanahan. Despite the Niners posting a 1-9 record in their first 10 games, SF won their last 5 in a row with Jimmy G under center. With Garoppolo as their QB, the 49ers scored on 62% of their offensive drives, 11% higher than the second-best team in the NFL over that span. Displaying immense confidence in their young QB, the Niners signed Jimmy G to the largest contract in NFL history that offseason, $137.5 million over 5 years. Entering his first year as the starter, expectations were high, and many picked the Niners to be a dark horse playoff team going into the 2018 season. After a 1-1 start, Jimmy G tore his ACL in a Week 3 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, whose young QB Patrick Mahomes would find Garoppolo after the game and wish him well in the recovery process. Without Jimmy, the 49ers finished 4-12 and earned the 2nd overall pick in the draft. Unlike the previous year, very few people were high on the Niners entering the 2019 season. Some even said Coach Kyle Shanahan was on the hot seat and could be fired after another disappointing season. Unbelievably, the 49ers took the NFL by storm. Powered by a dominant defense and bruising run game, the 49ers started 8-0, posting the NFL's best record. Still, questions lingered about Garoppolo, whose meager numbers suggested he was being carried by a great supporting cast. And while Garoppolo has been far from perfect this year, he's executed the offense extremely efficiently and has come up clutch when they needed him most. Down 16 to the Arizona Cardinals in Week 11, Jimmy G passed for 424 yards and 4 touchdowns in a comeback win. In Week 14 against the Saints, Garoppolo outdueled Drew Brees in New Orleans in a 46-48 shootout that ended in Jimmy G converting a 4th and 2 to set up SF's game-winning field goal with under a minute to go. He finished the game with 349 yards and 4 touchdowns. In Week 17 against Seattle, Jimmy G completed 82% of his passes with no turnovers and led SF to a key victory that game that helped them achieve a 13-3 record and the NFC's top seed in the playoffs. In the playoffs, Garoppolo struggled in a blowout win against Minnesota, and in their next game against the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship, they demolished the Pack, but Garoppolo only threw 8 passes. Many analysts are skeptical of Garoppolo going into Super Bowl 54. He is often called the weak link of the 49ers, a mere game manager. And his stats are good, but they really aren't great. 27 touchdowns, 13 picks, 3,978 yards. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo is a winner. He's 23-5 as a starting quarterback, and without him, the Niners were terrible. Now they're in the Super Bowl. Their offense is second in the league in points per game and 4th in yards per game. Pro Football Focus gave Garoppolo a very respectable grade of 78.2 on a scale of 0 to 100 this season. According to Pro Football Focus, Garoppolo finished 5th in the league in percentage of on-target throws. He's one of the league's most accurate passers, and he has a quick release. Texans running back and former teammate of Garoppolo's, Carlos Hyde, said that Garoppolo reminds him of a young Tom Brady who can win games for his team in clutch situations. Admittedly, Patrick Mahomes is way better than Jimmy G. But Jimmy G is a guy who has been underappreciated his whole career. Bill Belichick wanted him more than Tom Brady, and the Niners gave him the biggest contract ever after 5 games. Garoppolo is a winner, and he comes up big in the biggest moments, and even though Mahomes is the better QB, I wouldn't be too surprised if Garoppolo delivered a game-winning drive for his first Lombardi trophy as a starting quarterback. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and tell us your thoughts on Jimmy G and the Super Bowl in the comments below.